Welcome to Royal Secrets. After the royal mourning period is through, the cause of the Queen's death can be announced the next week. Very little specifics about the circumstances surrounding the Queen's passing have been made public thus far. After the official time of royal mourning has ended, the cause of Queen Elizabeth II's passing can be made public the next week. On Thursday, September 8, at 6:30 p.m., the public was informed of the Queen's passing. Very little specifics about the circumstances surrounding the Queen's passing have been made public thus far. All inquiries in Aberdeenshire following her passing were directed to National Records of Scotland, NRS. NRS announced last week that it wouldn't comment on the reason until the grieving period was through. Royal mourning will last until 8 a.m. on Tuesday, even though the official period of national mourning ended on Tuesday. According to the Registration of Births, Deaths and Marriages, Scotland Act of 1965, it is mandatory to register a death in Scotland. The Crown Office in Edinburgh, however, reportedly told the Scottish Daily Express that her death had not been reported because it was not a death that required to be. On Monday, September 19, the Queen was laid to rest in Westminster Abbey in London. A procession carried her casket from Scotland to London. At 11 a.m., the service got underway under the direction of Very Reverend Dr. David Hoyle, Dean of Westminster. The Most Reverend and Right Honourable Justin Welby, Archbishop of Canterbury, preached the sermon. Over 28 million people watched the state funeral for the Queen on 50 UK stations. Thereafter, family members gathered in Windsor for a private funeral service. Following the burial, the Queen's casket was carried in procession from Westminster Abbey to Wellington Arch, also known as Constitution Arch, which stands between Hyde Park and Green Park's corners and was constructed as Buckingham Palace's original entrance. From there, the casket was transported to Windsor, where St. George's Chapel hosted the committal service. The King George VI Memorial Chapel, a modest addition to the main church at Windsor, served as the final resting place for Queen Elizabeth II. She was interred with her mother, the Queen Mother, her sister, Princess Margaret, and her father, George VI. Prior to being moved, Prince Philip was lying next to his wife in the chapel as she lay in the royal vault. Trying to create a reconciliation between William and Harry, the Queen left exhausted. In January 2020, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left their position as senior royals and relocated to California. Katie Nicholl, a royal novelist, stated that the Queen was exhausted from trying to build a reunion between Prince William and Harry during a GB News interview about her upcoming book, The New Royals. An excerpt from Nicholl's new book, The New Royals, Queen Elizabeth's Legacy and the Future of the Crown, was published by Vanity Fair on Thursday. The excerpt from Nicholl's book claimed that she had a conversation with an unidentified friend of Queen Elizabeth who claimed that the monarch was exhausted by the fallout from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to leave the royal family. On October 4, 2022, Nicholl's book will be made available. During a discussion of the book, Mr. Wooten posed the following question to the author. "We were so astonished to hear that the Queen truly experienced sadness and tiredness over the drama surrounding the Sussexes in her final month. Actually, Harry and Meghan don't have a significant part in Ms. Nicholl's book," she said. "Harry and Meghan will not be new royals because they are no longer members of the royal family, according to my book, which is about the new royals. It was clearly a piece of the story that had made so many news headlines in the previous couple of years. I had to report on everything, and I believe what interested me most was Her Majesty's reaction to everything. There have been hints of a future reconciliation between the couple and the rest of the firm after the Queen's passing." To read condolences left for the late King, Prince William and Prince Harry made their first public appearance outside Windsor Castle. "We know that she adored Harry and that she was very close to Harry," Ms. Nicholl stated. "They were good friends from the beginning. She always made time for him, but according to a close friend of the late Queen who spoke to her frequently, the COVID epidemic was the main time she confessed in the source that she was worn out by it all."